Katie and.
I did it. Did I do it?
You fixed it?
Yay! Oh, wait, we're still waiting. I did forget that we're live. Say hi to the people.
It's okay, alcohol is
I mean, we've got room for what, I mean, if we need to get more chairs, you know, that we can.
So we should. Tracy, we did it.
I mean,
And Denise can't come.
Yes.
Okay. She's so spitched all this morning. I was like, she's our CPR.
Okay.
Yeah.
Check. All right. Now, how do I want to open up YouTube over here, get the video up, but minimize it, and then know how to get to it, because I'm gonna have to come up here probably when they're talking to turn this off, and I want to be able to do it smoothly. So we'll probably put pictures running when you're talking. So then, like,
Yeah, it's been,
I think Candy, I think it's the last one talking.
Candy and I, well, we met before, but.
And then somebody will transition us to the video, which means that when the person says, yes, now we're gonna show video, then I need to come up here and just open up setting.
Yeah, unfortunately, we might as well just. Hi.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, how are you? Good, how are you doing? I'm good. I brought my daughter Ginny.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Candy.
Good. There's your beautiful flowers you just sent, Annie. They're gorgeous. So we put them outside where we're doing the. Oh, well, Jane did that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Aren't they beautiful?
You can just go to radio.
Are.
And then we just look up Alvis YouTube. It's up to you, unless you want to find it. I'm looking under Founding Mothers video, Alvis's channel. So if we can get to the channel, the Alvis channel, then I can get our video. So whatever you can do.
Well, I already told you we're gonna do a Founding Mothers. Yeah. Really nice. And Denise.
The H.
I know she called.
How are you?
Doing good?
Hanging in there and stuff, yeah. I'm telling your mom.
Yeah.
Well, good. I'll try to do your way. How about the answer? Oh, yeah, already said.
I was looking through some of this, what's new with you? I don't know. That's all I have to do. I made it so much less stressful.
You know, it's this song, not like song,
Maybe you just needed to experience a little joy. Supports your years of the so I thought this would be very still. There, well, right now, here's the issue. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was
Okay, at least I don't need to see the pictures. Oh, I was asking for shares and Donatos. Yeah, I did that. I said, could you bring me some shares and Donatos? They said since I'm a walking billboard sometimes.
You can give her, get on board. The lady.
You know, I think I'm going to go over to, Sanctuary Night, which deals with human trafficking. So we're having right there in Franklin. So they're basically people come in from the street and just take a shower.
Good to see you.
Yeah, Carol. We watched it together. I picked up the dog. I'm sitting over here. I'm good. That's good.
Yeah, you know, well, that's good. I didn't, you know, I wasn't gonna sit there and call you. But we just figured.
We went for
Yeah, I did what I could.
so he's on his next level of training. Yeah. Christmas.
Yeah.
You don't work better with this anymore. No, I left. We're gonna sit this rough.
Hey, Mr.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember him. Yeah. I've been gone for 2 years. Yeah. No, I was in Southern. Yep. Yeah, but I came with.
Walking around with the
Yeah, I probably got some somewhere.
Taylor's Village, to school, she left.
She took care of her to her last breath.
Yeah.
Well, not the slideshow, but the pictures
Yeah.
are
That's
everything. Anybody
Oh, yeah, she's been at home, and she just tries to explain it up like Castle. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Jeffrey.
Yep. Yep.
A bigger size. Hi, Lisa.
Sandy, kind of by West Palm, just south of. Yeah. So she's got
How are you? I'm good. How are you? I'm good. I'm good. Hey, Candy. How are you?
All right. How are you doing? I hear you're still hanging in there. I don't know. What else am I doing? Retire and take it easy. I don't know.
Okay,
I probably
That's right. Remember that? That's right. Hi. How are you?
Good to see you.
I've heard about Lisa not being able to be.
Yeah.
Miss Jo got sick and they ended up in the hospital.
Yeah, I told her that she needed a ride since she can't still go anywhere, that I, had time on Tuesday. So,
Yeah, I told you. I'm not sure what's gonna happen yet, so.
yeah, I don't know. She had told me when the last thing she knew, it was gallbladder stuff, so.
Yeah, yeah. That's what she said.
So, Did you go over, were you one of them that went to a sanctuary night to did you go to sanctuary night today to,
No, I did not. I skipped that. I had a few other things I've been doing. They were over there this morning.
yeah, that's what I think I was supposed to go, and then I was like, yeah, 'cause
Do you guys have a picture of the big amethyst?
crashed the party, but then.
Yeah, I a bunch of people were down there. I've gone in the past, but I didn't go.
Yeah, I live like 3 blocks from there, on Rich and Hawks, and I finally made it over there, and I found out that most everybody that works there, I know, because they're Amethyst alumni. One was a past sponsee of mine, and so that was interesting, yeah.
So, why did we get talking here?
Well, so far, yeah, I heard they were having a little get-together party after decorating.
Or did they were out for lunch or something?
Yeah, for a long lunch and
I did.
How are you? Yep, I was just gonna tell you what my our manager
See many people over this way. Hello.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we met. It's been a while. Long time no see. That's what Amy and I used to work together. Oh, wow. Yes, maybe. I had to be Oh, you're yeah. He's really worried about As a teacher, I'm like,
I'm not sitting in the front.
oh my goodness.
Good afternoon, everyone. I think we're going to try to get started in a couple of minutes. If you could make your way to a seat, that'd be great. Thank you.
That's a lot. That's the one.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. My name's Tracy Kirby. You probably got an email from me. I work here at Alvis. I've been here since 2021. So I did get the opportunity to meet Ginny a few times. So I feel very fortunate to have had that experience. And I feel even more fortunate that we get to work to carry on the mission of the Amazing Founding Mothers to keep Amethyst alive. I'm going to introduce our Chief Operating Officer, Linda Janes. She's going to be speaking next, and then we'll go from there. Do we want to introduce people? Annie's here. Annie, Founding Mothers. Judy and Annie are here. And then we've got a nice group of Zonta ladies here. I know Carol Jenkins is here. Yeah. And if you're from Zonta, will you raise your hand? Yay! Thank you so much for being here today. How about Amethyst alumni? I think we've got a really good group here today. Woo! Thank you. You guys get the staff and alumni graduates. Yeah, I see Lori raise her hand. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Tracy. Good afternoon, everybody. Get this microphone in. So Denise Robinson is very, very sick today. She feels terrible. Even as of this morning, as sick as she was ready to come, and we're like, no, we got it handled. So I believe she's streaming online. So hopefully, if you can't see her, she can see you and she can hear you. So can we do a great big get well, Denise? Get well, Denise. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you all for being here, whether you're in person or streaming online. We just are so happy to have this celebration to honor the utterly remarkable woman, Virginia. And we don't know her as Virginia, do we? We know her as Ginny O'Keefe. No. And I love seeing the sea of purple, or some of us in our off purple, or I guess maroon here, I guess shades of purple. But we all know that that was her favorite color, and the color of amethyst. We still have, if anybody remembers coming to the Amethyst building and seeing the gigantic amethyst that was a part of the program forever. Well, it's now in our new offices. So I think, ladies, did it take the movers about 5 big men to move it? But we got it in one piece, so it has a new home, and we'll definitely send pictures. So I want to talk a little bit about Denise's experience with Ginny. Oh, look at that, wonderful pictures. But some of my remarks will be for Denise, but others will be my experience with Amethyst and Ginny. But Denise had the pleasure of knowing and working with Ginny through United Way of Central Ohio and many other organizations for absolute decades. Both of them started working in human services in the 1980s. And I know I was working along that time too, and there were very few female leaders, right? It was pretty unusual to have folks like Denise and Ginny being those trailblazers. And back then, a lot of people in behavioral health had the attitude when they presented programs to women that were just going to change the pronoun of programs that were typically for men, right? And we know now, and we know back then, that just doesn't work. You can't take a typical male program and just overlay it for females and think that that's going to be effective. But there was little research and limited experience about behavioral health treatment for women at the time. And I think we can all thank goodness to Ginny, who I'm sure is watching us right now. Thank goodness she was there to lead the way to a new treatment model for women, things that just hadn't been done before. Ginny and the other founding mothers used their own experience of what did work and what didn't work for them in a treatment to create a gender-responsive program that addressed the trauma, addiction, and mental health treatment needs of women in an integrated program. Denise told me, she has lots of stories about Ginny, and she just shared a few with me. But she told me that Ginny was the person that Denise Robinson turned to when the Federal Bureau of Prison asked Alvis to serve women. Well, up to that point, Alvis had never served women before, if you can believe that. So what she did, Amethyst, which was founded in 1984, was 6 years old at the time, and Alvis and Denise was so happy to have Ginny help us with that program, help us understand what it means to be gender responsive. And it is why it really was the stepping stone for us serving women at Alvis. A few years after founding Amethyst, Ginny and the founding mothers recognized that many women would never leave their children behind to come to treatment. They found a way for their children up to 18 years of age, and that's unusual too, up to 18 years of age to live with their mothers while mom was in treatment. And that was very, very unique at the time. And frankly, it's still pretty unique. Once the kids were with their mothers, though, it obviously became apparent that the children had their own challenges. Living with a mother in active addiction is unstable at best and often traumatic for the children. So programs and services like the summer camp we have now called Summer Quest and an after-school program, we added those to prevent the children from following in their mother's footsteps. Over the many years Denise and Ginny led their respective agencies, they bounced quite a lot of things around with each other, comparing notes, research, and experience working with women in order to build and improve those programs for women. Everyone working in behavioral health treatment with women should be forever grateful for Ginny's insights into addressing complicated and the interrelated treatment needs of women. Because they talk so often, it wasn't unusual when in 2026, Ginny asked Denise to meet her at Panera in Westerville. And Denise, I wish she was here to tell this story because she typically gets a little bit teary-eyed, but Denise was a bit shocked when Ginny told her that the agency she founded, nurtured, and treasured for more than 30 years was in danger of closing its doors. The cost of doing business as its own agency had just become unattainable. Ginny asked Denise if Alvis would consider a merger with Amethyst. Obviously, they talked for a very long time and began the process of integrating the agencies. They started off small with a management agreement to make sure our agencies were compatible. And after a year of what we call dating, I guess it is, Ginny felt it was time to take the next step into marriage. But instead of a merger, Alvis ended up doing an acquisition so that the obligations of the Amethyst organization wouldn't be carried forward, and Amethyst and Alvis could just start fresh. Amethyst officially became part of the Alvis family of programs in 2017, which also happened to be Alvis's 50th anniversary. And another milestone for Alvis, that's the year I started at Alvis, so just putting it out there. And I actually, interestingly enough, started as the managing director of Amethyst. And I want to recognize Lois. So Lois, stand up, raise your hand. Lois was with Alvis. She was our first managing director and executive director over at Amethyst during the acquisition. And then I had the pleasure of following in her footsteps. And they were big shoes to fill, for sure. But as the managing director, my job was to continue to work to ensure a positive transition for staff and programs. And since that time, we've continued the Amethyst brand and worked extremely hard to keep the faith of Ginny and the founding mothers. Many of you know it hasn't always been smooth sailing since 2017. I know that in my experience, anytime one agency acquires another, there can be bumps in the road and difficulties. But I tell you, and there's some folks that I recognized and talked to earlier today, Miss Lisa, Miss Adele, Miss Carol, folks that were there when I was there. And, you can tell folks that things won't change, but it does change. But it changes for the better. And we have more resources to support Amethyst. We have more, not only resources, but research and staff to help make it successful. But one example of those really tough times was the loss of several apartment buildings that housed women in treatment when those landlords decided to renovate the buildings and create market rate apartments downtown. We had no place to go. We were fortunate and found a temporary home at Mount Carmel, which we're still there today. And speaking of, for every challenge, we found a solution. We've expanded the use of evidence-informed treatment programs for women and for children, and we are closing on the completion of an Amethyst campus on the corner of Innis and Westerville Road. Please, a big hand for that. And thank you to our amazing donors, and thank you to Tracy, our Vice President of Advancement, and made that possible because it was not easy raising the money to do that. But what it will do is it will locate recovery housing, treatment for women, and programs for all of our children into a community of recovery. So moms will live at one location, have to walk about, 10 feet, 12 feet or so to their treatment. And the great part is Connect Building Blocks is also in that building, and there'll be jobs for our ladies as well when they're ready. That's workforce development opportunities on site. And so when women are ready, and it takes women, as we know, a little bit, but when they're ready, we have a job waiting for them with a living wage. Securing a better future for all those we serve is at the heart of the Alvis mission. I love knowing that Alvis has been able to continue Ginny's work and help thousands more women to get sober, recover their lives, and reach their dreams. I especially love seeing the children in our programs and knowing that our prevention programs, counseling, and educational support are putting them on the road to successful futures that do not involve alcohol or drugs. I'm truly overwhelmed with gratitude that Ginny chose Alvis to help secure the future of Amethyst. When the agencies came together, it felt like Alvis was closing the circle of care for the women and children we serve. Our community lost a formidable force for good when Ginny O'Keefe passed away on October 21st. There are literally thousands of women who are clean and sober today because she saw women in all of their glorious complexities and resolved to find a better way to help them find their way into lifelong recovery. Today, we are asking each of you to help continue her work. Please share a Ginny or an Amethyst memory on one of the butterfly cards here. And if you want to point, Trace, to show them where everything is. We also ask that you add your thumbprint to the tree of recovery. And both of those, the butterflies and the thumbprint tree, will be used to create Ginny's wall at Amethyst. This way, Ginny's mission in life to inspire and help women seeking a reprieve from the change of addiction will go on forever. So please, can we have a moment of silence for Ginny O'Keefe? Thank you. Before I ask Annie Ames to come up, I wanted to share something really special. I have a letter from Andrew Ginther, the mayor of Columbus, and it's dated December 2nd, and it starts out, to the loved ones of Regina Ginny O'Keefe. On behalf of the city of Columbus, I extend my deepest condolences on the passing of Regina Ginny O'Keefe. Our community mourns the loss of this extraordinary woman whose compassion, vision, and unwavering advocacy changed countless lives. Ginny's legacy as a founding mother of the Amethyst program stands as a testament to her remarkable heart and determination. Through her own journey of recovery, she built a program that became a lifeline for women and children seeking healing and hope. Her pioneering work in trauma-informed, family-centered care not only transformed how recovery is understood in Columbus, but became a model for communities across the nation. For decades, Ginny's courage and leadership provided a safe haven for women rebuilding their lives and families reclaiming their futures. She believed in the power of community and the dignity of every individual, and she worked tirelessly to bring those beliefs to life. Though her passing leaves an irreplaceable void, the compassion she shared, the hope she inspired, and the lives she lifted will endure as her greatest legacy. Columbus is a stronger, kinder city because of Ginny O'Keefe. On behalf of our city, I offer my sincere sympathy and profound appreciation for Ginny's life of service. May her example continue to inspire us to build a community grounded in compassion, dignity, and hope. With deepest respect, Anthony J. Ginther, Mayor of City of Columbus. Now I have the pleasure of inviting Miss Annie Ames, another founding mother of Amethyst. So Annie, could you please join us? Thank you. We're going to see if I can get through this without crying. I know Ginny was greeted in heaven by the founding mothers who have passed, Joanne Wagenbrunner, Kate Wood, and others, including women from Amethyst that she helped. Preparing for today, I realized I have lost touch with so many. It is what happens when life intervenes, include moving away to Florida, where it's very cold up here, by the way. Today, I got a message from Martha Santos, C, in Tucson. She said Ginny was a great gift to the planet and so many people, some who will never have known her. And Martha was one of the founding mothers, and you've already been introduced to Judy Moore, who's also here. And I asked Judy if she wanted to speak, but she said no. This is our story, and I think some of you don't even know how all this happened. The first time I met Ginny, I was giving a talk at Christ Renews His Parish. I am unsure what the talk was about. I mentioned my off-and-on struggles with drinking. I looked across the room and saw a woman, Ginny, sobbing. And that was the beginning of an amazing friendship. We bonded immediately. As I related to her some of my struggles, she showed compassion and wisdom. At times I would tell her things I had attempted to quit drinking. She would, with wisdom, merely say, "Well, let me know how that works for you." And she knew my controlling would not work. She was patient, kind, and always loving. Later, she became my AA sponsor. A group of women newly sober volunteered at a women's outreach for women. As we manned the phones, we realized how many women calling had no place to stay in order to recover. It seemed at that time, if a man was an alcoholic, a woman stayed. But if a woman was addicted, many times she would be asked to leave. One of our group, Joanne Wagenbrunner, stated she had a house. And thus a very informal, small group of women became our first residents. We started with two to four women and a house mother. Humble beginnings. We found it was not easy for recovering women to share a bathroom, or any women. At that moment, Ginny became our leader. She applied for grants, and we found the perfect solution, a small apartment building on Jefferson Avenue. I thought there were 6 apartments and an office, but somebody corrected me on that. It was perfect for women and a few children. Thus began a real recovery place. Ginny was great at networking in the community, and Amethyst became a real recovery resource. Ginny's skills of giving speeches and connecting with those that could add to Amethyst was amazing, and we grew and grew. As newly recovering alcoholics, we were good at setting rules. Our first crisis came when one of our rules of drinking was not followed. Our rule was we had to ask the woman to leave. We immediately realized we were better at setting rules than implementing them. We actually had a therapist come in and help us with our codependency. It was laughable, but very helpful.
From that point on, with Ginny's leadership, we became known as a wonderful recovery place for women and for women to connect with their children. Ginny worked with the courts, with community resources, and applied for many grants. She went to workshops in our state and in Washington, D.C. Some of you probably know more about that than I do. At some point, we published a book, Seasons of Change, to demonstrate the seasons of addiction. A couple years ago, as Ginny was starting to have some memory issues, my husband and I picked her up to go to Amethyst Luncheon, the Amethyst Luncheon for the Founding Mothers. She kept asking where we were going and who would be there. And yet when Ginny got up to speak, she as usual gave a powerhouse speech. I believe speaking was her true gift. Always informative, always humorous, and always humble. And she loved her Amethyst women. She meant so much to so many and helped so many women, including myself. She truly was and is a gift from God. It's amazing how starting something when we didn't really know what we were doing inspired my children. My son is the head of the Southeast Lions and grew the club from a few to many. My daughter Jane started REAP and gave 800 meals and coats to the neighborhood this week. My daughter Katie just completed a portrait of Jesus, and even though I told her Jesus had the wrong color eyes, she did listen to me. And my son Kyle is an old soul who raises Jack and lives in a very healing environment. Thank you for everyone who put this together to celebrate Ginny, Candy Carr. Thank you, Alvis, for continuing with Ginny and continuing what a small group of women who were newly sober continues on Amethyst. And I have a gift for, where's Tracy?
I'm right here. And Linda. I guess you'll have to find it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Put that in your office as memory of Jenny.
Thank you. Maybe we should put it
Wherever you want.
wherever you want.
Sure. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Okay, next on the program, Carol Jenkins from the Zonta. Please welcome her.
I'm in the only purple I have, I want you to know, so that's why. Ginny and I met first when Zonta came to Amethyst, and we did various service projects, and I was the cooking lady, if some of you might remember. Lisa Pearson, who was my sous chef, is with her husband in the hospital today. So if you'll say a prayer for Joe, he has gallstones, and I guess he's having surgery tomorrow. So, but she would have been here because she loved Ginny as much as I did. Ginny she would call herself a servant leader, and indeed she was. She was not only there to present and to be a role model, but she was right there to be with you if you needed her. And that's what I love so much about Ginny. In 2004, she joined Zonta. Zonta is an international club for women. Men are invited too now, but when the Rotary did the women, we did the men. But Zonta is a program that serves women in 68 countries around the world. We buy cattle for women to have a place to raise something at home that they can then have milk for their kids, or they can sell the milk for others, or all kinds of things, dig wells, water wells. And here in Columbus, we have an outstanding young women's program for high school seniors. We go to Sanctuary Night in Maryhaven and work with the women there. And it's just a joy to do what Ginny would love for us to do. She was a shopper, let me tell you. We had a silent auction and a style show for many years. And you never know what Ginny was going to bring with her to the committee meetings, because she'd been out shopping again. And whatever she brought was something that could be sold very well at the silent auction. She also loved selling the raffle tickets for us. And wherever Zonta was, Ginny was always a part of it. I thank Ginny because she became such a good friend of mine. And after she began to get dementia, I would go over just about every day just to make sure she wasn't trying to drive her car somewhere or do something that would hurt her. And I loved every moment of it. We had such good times together. She loved her garden. She loved doing things for other people. And Zonta is a better group because of Ginny. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Carol. Next, Candy, the Amethyst Alumni Reflections.
Okay, I would like to thank, of course, Annie and Denise and Alvis for having this little gathering here for us. Sorry, I'm kind of like scattered right this second. Everything was so
good.
moving.
So good.
So I was at Amethyst from the beginning of 2012 to 2016. Miss Ginny was a wonderful woman. She had the softest voice, the biggest heart. She, for some reason, at a time when I couldn't see a lot of great things about myself, she found those things in me, and she made, she made sure that I knew that I was loved. She knew that I didn't have any family, and so she was the kind of person, she did things like she connected me with her sister so that I could clean her sister's house for money, because I had no money for special items while at Amethyst and stuff. I had no family to give me money. She just did so much, and she became a special friend for me. And after she retired, I made sure that I was still visiting her at her house. We would sit there and watch TV. She would talk about the history of Amethyst. She would talk about all of her friends that were so loved by her. She would talk about Zonta. And yes, that thing you said about her shopping addiction, I remember, because I would go down into her basement one time and was helping her clear her basement out, and we were coming across all these things, and I said, why do you have all this stuff down here? And she said, oh, those are just items for some of the Zonta auction. They'll come over and pick them up, so I don't have to go to it and everything. Miss Ginny was such a wonderful person. She connected us with the people of Zonta. The Zontians then were there, and they had wonderful cooking demonstrations with us. They had things with the women and the children for Christmas. They were just always there. They talked to us. They made us feel so special and so welcome. I'm glad that through Ginny, I got to have special relationships with these ladies still now to this day. We might not be able to get together very often, but it means a lot. After Ginny left And like Miss Nanan, who was our development director at Amethyst, left, Nanan and I and Ginny, we would go out to lunch sometimes in the short north. We would do lunches. Ginny was great. I don't know if you knew it. She was so soft spoken, but all of a sudden, if you were talking to about something, especially recovery related, and she thought somebody was making a bad decision about something, especially somebody in government, all of a sudden you would hear this cuss word come out, and I'd be like looking at her, who's Ginny? Where'd that come from? Because I did not expect that. But Miss Ginny loved ice cream. Miss Ginny loved cookies. Every time I go over there, she had meatballs for me. She loved to cook. Toward the end, though, the only thing I always saw was meatballs. I was just thinking she was eating meatballs all the time, but I didn't really pick on her about that because that was a great thing. I have found out since then that she was a great cook, and some other people gave me some of her recipes. I wasn't able to, find out about this. But like I said, so when we went through and she started getting nervous on driving because she was losing directions and everything, I would go over, she'd give me her keys, I'd drive her around. We went to events at Maryhaven where I met Miss Roseanne Rosen, and we went to other events. We went to Zonta Nights. She was always still about recovery, and she was always about helping the alumni. Sometimes I would take her to the bank. She'd be getting out money and taking it to, she said, one of her babies that I didn't even know, but, I would go take her wherever she wanted to go and everything. And that's what happened. She just, up till the end, she had such a caring heart. So luckily I was there to notice when she was getting put into the memory care unit, she got a guardian. They took over control of her, her life basically. But while she was still there, first she thought she was either, when I would call, she thought she was at some kind of recovery conference. So just to let you know, she was to the end. She was happy. She thought she was doing what she wanted to do. She had a very nice apartment there. She would be out in the common area, let's say, and she would be helping other women. If they were cold, she'd make sure their, blankets were on them. If they needed something, I heard the staff there, they would tell me, well, she's been giving away her stuffed animals because she thought somebody needed it more than her to comfort her. Or she's always following these people around, making sure they don't fall in any, They said they could tell how she was very intelligent because, yes, she was. At the end, she might not remember stuff that was close, short in time frame, but she still remembered everything else about the history of Amethyst and how recovery started and how they should have more, programs for women, and the government needs to help all this. She was, of course, still had her opinions on everything, but but even there, the staff loved her. She made such, a difference even to the staff. They just loved her and everything. And I will tell you that the last time I did get to see her the night before, or the afternoon before she died. So I didn't want you to think that it was her life ending was the way it ended was sad, because like I said, she was enjoying herself there, and she went out quietly sleeping. She was sleeping for the last 3 days, and I believe that when I went in there and my sponsor took me on that last day that we saw her on the Tuesday afternoon before she died, it looked like one of her eyes was kind of open, so I made sure that I told Jenny how much I appreciated her, how much she meant to me, how much she meant to everybody else, and that I loved her. And then, of course, my sponsor went ahead and did her last remarks too, which was I'm so glad that I got to spend those years with her. I'm so glad that she got to I was introduced to so many wonderful women, the staff, the people that she's introduced me to for the life, in my life. I just appreciate all of you that have ever worked in the recovery field, because there are a lot of us out here that, we really need you. So don't give it up, because we still need you. And with that, like I said, I want to say, a special thank you to Tracy here also, because I know she has been juggling calls from me, from Annie, probably from Denise, to get this thing together. So I just wanted to thank you for all your hard work. And again, thank you, Denise and Alvis, for hosting this here. And I would like anybody, especially the alumni first, that would like to come up and say anything about Ginny, about their memories. Keep it to 2 minutes, or else we're going to have to hold up some time cards on you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Stephanie Rollins, and I was so blessed. I'm just so blessed, and I've been here. My clean date's 5/23/2013, and I believe I was in Amethyst for 4.5 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You'd think everybody would want to run, but I thought I did, but that last year was like I really wanted to stay. I didn't never want to leave. I was scared. But Miss Ginny showed me that, number one, to be a fierce advocate. I mean, this woman was a major, because I was in catch court, and she did this group, and it was really amazing. And she said, "You won if you have one tear in the audience. You won." And I always took that to heart, of being genuine and being authentic and everything that Miss Ginny stands for, and the heart of gold. And the biggest thing that I can take away from was the sisterhood that I got with Miss Ginny, with Amethyst, and Zonda. I used to just love coming to get all that cookware. That was so great. It was so wonderful to have a non-sticky pan. It was beautiful. And all the dishes and everything. My besties, that the relationships that was told, that was, if you get it, that it's a lifetime blessing that not everyone gets. And I'm very grateful to be a part of, and to stand before everybody and say, this woman was fierce. And if I could just be a little piece of what she planted in me, I know we won. Thank you, Amethyst.
Hi, my name is Deneen Francis. I came into Amethyst in 1990, and I'm really grateful for Ginny O'Keefe, for she taught me how to stick my anger in my pocket. So if someone upset at me, it was not important that they knew I was upset, but stick it in my pocket And then when I got home, she says, wait till you get home and let it out. That means I get to beat up the pillow or hit a tree with a hammer. And you know, in the big book, it talks about interaction. That was one thing is legitimate. I'm telling you, it works. It does work. And she made it as homework. And you had to come back and tell her if you experienced it. The other thing Ginny taught me was how to take care of myself. That it's been a long time coming since I've been out there, and I needed to learn how to nurture and love myself. And I struggled with that in the beginning of my recovery. And so we had to write down 2 things. And one was some perfume that I really liked, which was very expensive, Aromatics by Clinique, and take a hot bubble bath with candles. And she wanted to know, did I do it?
Yeah.
So I did, and it felt really good. And I thank you, Ginny O'Keefe, for that. Now, I didn't feel like I was worth anything when I came into Amethyst. But during Christmas time, I don't know where in the world she got these big old teddy bears for all the women. Now, I was in the 11 apartment on Jefferson. And the one apartment was for the house manager. But she got all these big teddy bears, and we had stuff not just for ourselves, but for our kids, those that had kids. I'm telling you, that is a memory that I'll never forget. I kept that teddy bear until my grandbabies was born, and they just dirtied it up and all, and I had to let it go. You know, it's time to let it go at some point. I thank God for allowing Ginny to be the strong person that she is and put her in my life to give me strength, independence, and let me know that I am worth something. I love you, Ginny O'Keefe, and thank you for this opportunity, everybody.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lisa. I came out of prison, out of Marysville, actually the pre-release center on Harmon Avenue, and I was accepted into Amethyst. Not good with public speaking, but I know when I first got to Amethyst, it was a good place for me to be. I was able to at least have a firm foundation with the ladies that was there. You know, I think once Deneen was talking about it, was in '89 is when I went in, and there was only, you know, so many apartments. One was a house for the housing manager, and one was for a lady with children. You know, and all the things we got to do together. You know, we went to luncheons. We went to. I know I graduated word processing, and she was there, and a lot of the sisters was there from Amethyst. You know, it was just like a real community. It's a real loving environment. Thanks, Ginny, for accepting us.
Anybody else? Lori?
Hi, everyone. I'm Lori Chris. I don't really have anything prepared, so I just asked the Holy Spirit to guide me here. I met Ginny in the spring of 1994, so it's hard to fit 30-some years into 2 minutes, but I'm going to do my best. And I know that so many of you I got to meet because I met her. Like a number of people, I met Ginny at 92 Jefferson Avenue. And in her office, she had a dining room table, not a desk, which was a little strange. But we all know the dining room table, right? We all
Yeah,
met Ginny
yeah.
at the dining room table, and I learned so much from her. I thought, I met her through Noema, her good friend, and I thought, well, this looks like a good next career step, and I'll probably learn some things and work here for about 5 years. And I stayed 18 because it became my second home, right? Like, I grew up with my parents, and then I grew up again with all of you and with Ginny at Amethyst. And some things she taught me. One is always listen to what people need and believe them, and never think that what you think they need is better than what they know they need. And that was something really powerful that I think all of us have taken with us in our lives, both at home and in work. The other thing I learned is that it's okay to make mistakes, but own them and forgive yourself, and ask other people to forgive you too. And that was really important to me in my own life. And she taught me that, we sat down one time to talk about a problem at work, and she said, what would you do in a world with no rules? And if you know Ginny, rules weren't always that important to her. I think that's why she got so much done, right? And so, no, money wasn't a thing, and if rules weren't a thing, what would you do? And so we just talked about this utopia, and I think that every day she woke up to make what we should do happen, not what we were supposed to do happen. And that was something that really stuck with me too. But more than that, I want to talk about Ginny, the woman that we got to enjoy day to day. I spent, again, 18 years with her, so more time with her than most people in my adult life. And she was wickedly funny. I mean, witty beyond anything, and unafraid to make a joke, right? But also could laugh at herself and help you laugh at yourself. The first time I made coffee, I was 24, guys, in one of those big pots that I had never made coffee like that before. Honestly, I had never made coffee before, if we're being honest. But she goes, oh, okay, so it's just brown water. And I'm going to teach you how to make AA coffee. And I was like, okay, that'd be great. And so she's like, and then we're never going to put you in charge of coffee. And I was like, okay, that's great. But she made soup, and she made it okay for us to have crock pots in the office. And some people brought woks into the office. And then some people had to get rid of the woks in the office. But, you know, when the fire inspector came at the front door, she would call me upstairs and say, get all the heaters out of the offices. And I would go back door before the fire inspector. Like, we had so much fun every day, right?
We did,
and like,
we did.
We enjoyed each other as family members, and we were real with one another. And her authenticity made it never feel like I was going to work. It made it always feel like I was going home every single morning to work with people that I loved, including Ginny O'Keefe. And so those are things that I always look for in life wherever I'm going. And I know that I am a better human being. And I know that I'm a better mother because of her, a better wife because of her, a better friend, a better long-term colleague and family member. And my world would not be the same without Ginny O'Keefe. And I know that thousands of people can say that, and thousands more don't even know they can say that, but it's true about them as well. So thank you all. That was more than 2 minutes, but thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Deb Pastor. I came to Amethyst in '87 when Ginny was on the board, you know. So I feel real honored to be able to see what her vision did as a board member as she stepped into the role to really put it into position what she wanted to see as far as help. Because when I was there, you only could be there up to 6 a year, and you out there. Did he say, hey, do what you need to do? You know, it was about moving on. She was just a board member, you know, and to see it flourish into what it did, you know, when she brought the women there. Then she allowed me to come back in 1990 as a resident manager. So I got to be one of their first resident managers, you know, and I got to see the kids come in, you know, with the ladies, you know. I got to see it just grow, man, into what it grew into me. And so I'm here out of the respect and love of all the people that I know that she helped, and especially that she definitely helped me get my start, you know, and they helped me to grow up and to take responsibility for my life. And I ain't look back. So I say thank you, Ginny, and thank all the people who supported her.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
I'm Catherine Moore, and I'm the director of the Jefferson Avenue Center. And we own the building 37 Jefferson, and we owned 92. And I was not prepared to speak today, but we made a decision, and our board has ideas about how they thought they would roll out this information, but it's really important that you be the first ones to hear this. We're naming 37 Jefferson the O'Keefe. So we are so proud to have played just a little part in what you all are describing. Thank you.
My name is Kathy Starling. Hey, ladies.
Hello.
I had to jot down. My mind gets scattered with different things because there's a lot of things going on about Ginny, and I loved her, just like we all did. And so I jotted some things down. Bear with me. I came into a 12-step recovery program on August the 4th, 1991. I joined Ginny's Amethyst program after completing a 6-month women's program in Mary Haven's treatment facility. I was one of the 2 families originally housed and reunited at the 37 Jefferson, apartment number 10.
Number 10.
Ginny's therapeutic program helped me to develop a stable home, develop responsible parenting skills. Because I'll tell you, when I got there, I didn't even know if I wanted to be a parent. I almost didn't get that far. You gotta have kids. Through the various professionals that worked at this program, my children and myself received counseling. That, I might add, I currently still use today. I got my therapist on speed dial. And they offered that, you know, in our program. One of the doctors from her advisory board is still my personal and family physician today. And she also handles my daughter's family and my grandson. I graduated from Ginny's program after 16 months. Someone just said, 4 months of those I had to request and explain an extension request. Yeah, like, why aren't you ready to go? You know, yeah, that ain't happening now. But anyway, I had to explain, and it was really on me. I didn't feel that I had enough money saved in my bank account. I didn't think I had a long enough employment record. The bottom line, I just wasn't ready to go. I was afraid. It was just my fear leaving. I did, and I was able to connect with Amethyst and the women there for support through the meetings and gatherings we do, and we continue to network. We, Amethyst alum, have established a 501(c) in her name and honor. It's still current. Off the cuff, you know, she gave us a life. She gave me a life. I didn't have any understanding of how to do anything. If there's a blueprint out there, she had it, and she showed us how to apply for it. You know, and no shame, you know, no shame. Just learning how to grow up and be useful and loving and caring mothers and parents. And for all that, I can never get back. Thank you for putting this together. I got an opportunity. I got an opportunity to go see her. Thank you, Candy. You know, as a matter of fact, the day before she transitioned, you know, and if she only knew how much she was loved, and her legacy will go on. We're here to show her. Thank you for letting me share.
cups? Oh, of course, yeah.
I just want to thank Denise for taking us under her wing. I can't imagine Amethyst not existing, of all the good that's been done. And I want to thank everybody that's helped along the way. And Tracy, who raises money so that you have apartments that you own. And Linda, Jane, I just wanted to thank all of you.
Are there more people coming up? Does anybody else want to say anything? Is it okay if I say a couple things?
Absolutely.
Well, I only got to meet Ginny. I hired in June of 2021 here at Alvis. So I met Ginny through Rita Cohen. I don't know if any of you guys ladies know her, but when I met Rita, Rita's like, you need to meet Ginny. Ginny needs to meet you. And so she took me to the famous Panera. I guess that's the place, right? In Westerville, that's the spot. I've been there one time. But I met her, and I'm so proud to be a part of this, something that all of you started and have been here. I've gotten a lot of thank yous, and it's not just me. I have an amazing team. I couldn't do anything without all of them and all of the, I see all my colleagues, a lot of the colleagues from Amethyst and Alvis here, and we are still a family, and we work together to get this done. And Denise was devastated that she couldn't be here today. So I do want to say, we've got some things over here. We're putting together a legacy wall. We have a new building that we're going to be opening in a little over a year. It's a 52-unit apartment building with 7 3-bedrooms for the first time. We'll be 80% owners. We raised $4.2 million in under 2 years, which was our fundraising goal for this. So, and this is because of Ginny's legacy. I mean, everybody, Amethyst has a really strong brand, and people know. And we had just finished a $5 million campaign about 6 months before we started this one, which is in fundraising world, you don't do that. But we were able to do it, and we were successful. We only asked one same donor from the $5 million campaign. We got all new people that came forward because they believe in this, and they believe in recovery and what Ginny's created, and we're just really proud to continue on. So we want you to stay in touch with us. We're excited. Next Saturday in this very space, we're having our Holiday Wishes program, which the Zantas are sponsoring in honor of Ginny. So we're thrilled. We lost our sponsor for it, and then this happens, and the new one comes. There's Katie, who put it all together back there, and Shane. So thank them, because they're the ones that really do a lot of the hard work here. Anyway, we have a video. So it was the last video that we created, and Judy and Annie are in it, and Ginny, the Founding Mothers video. We wanted something that would live on, and so we're going to play it for you. But also, please, in the new building, when we open it next year, we have a whole community space that will be named for the Founding Mothers, and that's where the legacy wall will be. So help us populate it and tell us. We've got butterfly notes up here for you to tell a story about Ginny, some memory that you have, and a painting that we want to make together. So if you want to hit play, and then we have some refreshments, and hopefully you guys will participate in that, and just continue to tell stories and celebrate her amazing legacy. Thanks.
There's no sound.
I was like, the sound is not gonna work here.
We got Tom.
I said, if you see me looking at you.
IT's not necessarily our fault.
The volume's all the way up.
I will. If we can't play it, you can watch it on our YouTube channel. That's not even the right video.
Yeah. Test runs are always great.
It was 1984. A lot of times, if a man was an alcoholic, he wasn't kicked out of his home. But if a woman was, she was asked to leave many times.
It was not very acceptable. So, and you had to hide it pretty well. So it was not easy. Women had a harder time because you were head of the household, kids.
There were a group of us in AA. There were 8 women, and we used to volunteer at Women's Outreach for Women. And there would be women calling who had no place to go. A lot of had abuse issues, so a lot of trauma.
Graham Wagenbrenner was everything to Amethyst. You know, financially, she helped out a lot. When I came aboard, they already had a house that she had more or less donated to Amethyst, and we had 2 residents and a house mother.
It was just, let's give these people a safe place where they can look at themselves, go to AA or whatever works for them, where people are not abusing them, are not harming them, and they can really look into themselves and find out what they need to do for themselves.
They all felt unloved. It was just horrible how they all came there, broken pieces, and Amethyst put them back together again.
There was nothing for women when they started Amethyst. And I find it incredible that they not only started this program, but then Jenny ended up running the program.
Jenny actually went and got a grant, and we moved people into apartment buildings on Jefferson Avenue. There were 6 apartment buildings and an office, and that was perfect.
Well, I think, you know, those of us that had children knew that we didn't want them to be where we were. So you wanted to try to start some early stuff. And also, you know, when I was new, somebody who already had been there and had kids could help me what to do with mine. So it was a group work. So.
We would have a family fun day, and we would have spaghetti dinner, games outside. Watching those little kids come and not have had that much fun in their lives and be able to be free and have fun for once without worrying if dad or mom's strong. I love that part of Amethyst.
Eventually, there were 12 of us, and we had a board, and we made a lot of decisions, and we learned a lot about ourselves, about our own codependency, and we were all pretty newly sober, too.
I went to lunch with Annie and Jenny, and the passion that they have and that they put into this, it did something to me. You know, it told me, you better follow this up. You better do the right thing.
You knew that it was better to expand, so you had more people. And the more people you had, the better everything got. And more people knew about addiction. Maybe they heard more about it, maybe made them want to get better. So I think all those things were just a gift.
I think the thing that sets Amethyst apart is that our mission is broad. That comes all the way from the founding mothers. One of the areas we've expanded is we now provide extraordinary mental health care, and we have a full mental health medical program, and we have a full trauma-informed therapy program.
In 2003, Jenny was awarded the YMCA Woman of Achievement. And when she was given her award, she said, "By honoring me today, you have forever altered the public perception of an addict and significantly eliminated the stigma that keeps women from getting help. By attaching achievement to my name, you have put the face of a woman on the disease of addiction." I think that says a lot.
I just want them to know that their baby is in good hands. You know, it's in good hands and it's thriving.
That's all.
This season, we partnered with Nationwide Children's Hospital to provide.
I think I turned it off.
Thanks to our IT buddy here. That's the end of our formal program, but please feel free. There's refreshments at the back of the room. Please do your thumbprint and your message for the Ginny O'Keefe wall. And it's just been an absolute pleasure being with you here today, seeing everybody. Some faces I've known for a long time, some new faces. So Jenny was just a wonderful human being, and this is just such an honor to her, I'm sure. So thank you all for being here, and have a wonderful rest of the weekend.